I feel like a failure. Yeah. I feel like a failure. Sure, failing's good. Failing is what we're supposed to do. But sometimes I forget what it felt like to feel like a failure. Not to be in failure, not to fail at benching the weight, not to fail in getting the subscribers or getting the views, but to feel like a failure. It sucks. It's painful, to say the least. This morning was actually pretty perfect. Like, I wasn't on my phone at all. I did my morning routine perfectly. I journaled. I wrote down notes for YouTube, right? I went to the gym. Everything was good, all fine and dandy. I asked for people for help when I didn't want to, and some random guy talked to me, and yada yada yada. I came home, spent time with family, and then I was just on my phone, scrolling on YouTube. Even though I preach, oh, don't scroll on YouTube, I failed that today. I was just procrastinating on recording videos and making thumbnails and doing all this stuff that I had to do. And I just felt disgusted because I'm preaching, oh, you gotta do this and gotta do that, and you can't scroll on your phone, and you need to be productive, and you gotta be disciplined and have willpower, yet I was doing nothing. Sure, this is normal, this is not pretty much every single person's day, except for like David Goggins or something. Obviously, there are going to be times where you are going to scroll on your phone, when you are going to mess up, when you are going to not do exactly what you're meant to do, but goddamn, doesn't feel nice, does it? At least to me, it doesn't. And just not fun. Funny thing, I just realized about it was the entire reason I did feel like shit was because I was on my phone. And I was overthinking about, oh, what if I can turn off recommendations? That will fix everything. And I tried and it didn't work, and I tried again, it didn't work. But then right now actually, I just realized that the reason I felt like a failure was because I was just on my phone all day. Or not all day, because I was just on my phone for like 10 minutes. I felt like a fucking Jeffrey. I felt like a dumbass. I felt like a failure. I've been scared to make these kinds of videos because it's not my perfect 100% Melius Sui image of perfection and continuous improvement and happiness, and got to be disciplined and willpower, and I'm scared of what people will think of me, and what if my girl like lose respect for me or something. But then this is what people actually need to hear. This is what people actually need to see that self-improvement creators fuck up, that they mess up big time, that they don't do what they preach sometimes, that even they fail. I fail so much in my day. Even it's just the micro failures. I fail. I succeed, I fail, succeed, fail, succeed. It's a constant loop of success and failure, success and failure, success and failure. That's what we were meant to be. A constant learning curve. But it's just always in those moments when you are indulging in instant gratification and you feel like absolute shit and you don't want to do anything and you just want to stay in comfort, watch some freaking fitness videos because you think it's quote unquote productive, and watch Chris Williamson podcasts and just not do anything, realizing that you're just doing absolutely nothing. You're just watching a video. Sure, you're learning some things by watching a podcast. Sure, you're learning barely one thing while watching a Jesse James West YouTube video, but you're not taking action. I can't. Now, you're gonna think I'm a hypocrite. I think I'm a hypocrite for saying this. But honestly, the reason I start recording these kinds of videos when there's no editing and there's no music or anything is because it's literally a message to my older self to not mess up. Anytime I make these kinds of videos, I make them for you, but I also make them for my older self so that I can remember it and you can keep me accountable and I keep myself accountable for my own words, because when you're not accountable for your own words as a guy, you feel like absolute crap. That's basically why I feel like crap. It's hard being on self-improvement. It's really hard to be on self-improvement. I can sit here and complain like I have been doing for the past 6 minutes. But that's why I'm on self-improvement, isn't it? That's why you're on it. So you can learn, so you can grow, so you can be better than you were yesterday, so you can be better than you were this morning, better than you were a minute ago. That's the reason we're on it, isn't it? To grow, to learn. But it's just, you often make the same mistakes multiple times. And once you make a mistake more than twice, then it's a choice. It's hard to change our choices. It's hard to change our own choices. It's hard to not give into the instant gratification. It's hard to not give into our desires. It's hard to let go of our ego and say, I fucked up. I messed up. It's hard to let go of our egos and say, okay, I messed up in front of the entire world. It's hard to say, I did this wrong. I'm not following what I preach. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. It's hard to say that. It's hard to not feel like a hypocrite sometimes. But that's what keeps me accountable, at least. It's kind of cold. Self-improvement is the best thing for you, but it's the most painful thing for you. Sure, it's painful to watch your life go to ruins, but it's also painful to see your life improve. And yet when you make that small little mistake, like you jerk off once, you reset your NoFap streak, you spend some time on social media, scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on YouTube, when you eat that cookie, you eat that big cake when you weren't supposed to because you ate it yesterday, you drink the hot chocolate, you mess up. And it's hard to not feel like crap because of it. That's the hard part about self-improvement. The mini little decisions that we make that we know aren't conducive to our own personal success and growth. Even though it makes no difference in the long run, it sure does make a difference in the short term. And it hurts. It sucks. And it's not fun. So, if anyone watches this in 5 years again and they go to see what my old videos are like, this is it. This is one of the examples of just me being completely authentic, completely real with you, with myself, that I am a failure. And that's okay. Because that's what we're made to be. We're meant to be a learning curve. Especially as young guys, we're meant to have accountability, and anytime we don't have that accountability, we're meant to feel like shit. We're meant to not feel nice. We're not here on this earth to be happy. We're here on this earth to learn. We're here on this earth to suffer. As men, we're made here to suffer, to grow. And yes, there will be happy moments when all that hard work eventually pays off. But you often wonder, will it ever pay off? Because, yeah, when I'm with my girlfriend, or when I'm looking in the mirror and I look so big and strong, and she's cuddling my bicep, and she's being so happy, and I'm like having growing success on YouTube, and look at this video, it gained so much traction, and oh my god. It's easy during those times to get complacent. Really easy. I get complacent often. I get lazy, I get unproductive. But that's the whole point. Like, again, I've said a trillion times, there's a constant learning curve, and you need to be patient with it, I guess. I know it's bullshit advice. I know you hate for me to tell you the truth. I know you hate hearing the truth. I know you hate hearing what I say a trillion, gazillion, bazillion, quintillion times. Just be patient. Oh, be disciplined. Oh, have willpower. Oh, do this. Oh, do that. I know you're tired of it. But it's exactly what it is. And it's hard to not have that constant reminder. It's hard to not have that in-person accountability partner be like, oh, you said you're going to do this and you're not doing it, so get the fuck up. It's hard to not have a person in person to help you through your ruts, to help you stay accountable. It's hard, especially when you're a guy on self-improvement and 99% of teenagers are dumbasses. When 99% of teenagers want to do anything. When 99% of teenagers don't want to be productive. It's hard to find that person who wants to be productive. It's hard to find that person who wants to meditate. It's hard to find that person who tells you, oh, what the fuck are you doing? You said you were going to record. Oh, what the fuck are you doing? You said you were going to edit. Oh, what the fuck are you doing? You said you were going to read today. Why are you not doing that? It's hard to not have that person. But I guess you got to learn how to be that person for yourself. And I wish I had advice to help you, but honestly, this is just advice to my older self. To not mess up next time. To stay accountable. And actually, yes, I do have some advice for you. Write weekly goals. You know how you write monthly goals or yearly goals? Write weekly goals. Say, okay, I'm going to read this many pages of this book. Oh, I'm going to record this many videos this week. I'm going to edit this many videos. I'm going to do this amount of homework. I'm going to read for this hour. I'm going to research for this amount of time. I'm going to be in the gym for this amount of time. And I'm going to do this kind of workout and then that. And then if you don't check off the box, then that's your own accountability. So I guess you do have to write those weekly and daily goals. I've never done that before, and I probably should, because I write like my monthly goals, but during the month I'm like, okay, what the fuck do I do now? Like, what do I do? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna just do whatever. Like, you probably shouldn't do the same, and I shouldn't either. Write weekly and daily goals to keep us accountable as young men, because accountability is the only way we're going to grow. I'm sorry. Accountability is the only way we're going to grow. If without accountability for ourselves, for others, we can't do anything. We can't do jack shit. Like, if you're not going to show up, don't go. If you're not going to at least try, don't start. I know that 99% of people clicked off this video because they didn't feel their dopamine addiction, because it didn't feel exactly what they wanted. But for those few percent of people who kept watching, who are still watching, you're gonna make it. Even if you mess up, especially like I did, even if you don't do as well today as you did yesterday, You learned something, you grew, you became better, and it's a constant learning curve. That's what self-improvement is. And to anyone who watched this video, you're on the right track. And if anyone has any advice for me, leave it down below. And yeah, if this video helped you somehow, like, subscribe, share it with someone who you think can actually learn from this, and or maybe send it to someone who's lacking accountability and they need help, or I don't know, just send it to someone who you think can use the knowledge and can grow from it, because it's a win-win for both of us. You get to help them, you get to help yourself, and helps me get more views. Do the artwork down to later. And as always, Nelly Sue. Love you, bro.